Hi, this is Miss J. I'm here to tell you that on Thursday, August 26th, this is the first engineering notebook. Let me open this up here. I have to really open it up, like rename, but I'm not going to rename it. It's Thursday, August 26, 2020 notebook assignment. So this is our notebook assignment that I'm going to put in here, and this is where I'm going to put it. But this video is where I'm going to put it. So this is what you're going to do. We're going to talk about email. All right. How many of you know how to email? Raise your hand if you know how to email. Okay, perfect. Maybe half of you said you know how to email. Do you even know where to find email on your computer? Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to open up your notebook that you've made. Here's your handy dandy notebook that you've made. Okay. And I want you to go to the first one, number 1, and it says, "What is the challenge?" All right. So this is your challenge. Your challenge is, how do I use email? And where do I find email? So those are the two questions you're going to put underneath there. Where do I find email? How do I find email? Okay. And so that's what I'm going to have you do. So if you need to stop the video right now and write those two questions down, go for it. And if you need to rewind the video, rewind it. But that's what I want you to do, is write those two questions down. Under the heading, what is the challenge? So in those lines, in that space in between there, write those two questions. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, I paused the video. So now we're back. And so now we've got to answer those two questions. Well, where is email located? Well, if you are if you're on your computer, you make sure that up here at the top that you open that up and it says your sync is on. Okay. If it doesn't say your sync is on, then you need to make sure that you're signed into your balts.org account. Okay, second thing you need to do is you don't necessarily need to be in a browser, but it's a good idea because you can get your Outlook from over here. So I'm going to show you the first way to find it. You're going to go down here to your Windows button. See where I am down here at the Windows button where it says Start. I'm going to click on it, and you see how it brings up my menu. Okay, so here is Outlook. Outlook 2016. I would like for you to click on Outlook 2016. Okay, so now that's Outlook. If Outlook doesn't come on, then that means that you are not signed in here, because your Outlook should come up. If anything else comes up, you email me right away through your Google Classroom and you tell me it didn't come up. All right. So we have our email up. First thing you want to know about email, you want to check to see, here is where all my emails come in. Okay, so I've heard from a couple of kids today. So that's where all your emails come in. Okay, so if I go over here, this is where I create a new email. So I need to know somebody's email address. Well, mine is ljonovich@balts.org. So I create a new item and create a new thing to send. Okay, I can attach a file. So anything that I have here, my recent items, I can attach those. Let's say I don't want anything from there. I want to browse. So I want to look in my documents and find something. Okay, let's say I want to send this 3-stripe daily undated one. This is just a file that I have, and I'm going to put it there. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to insert. Once I insert it, it goes under my attached. Now I can attach a file, I can attach an item, I can attach a business card, a calendar item, Outlook things, attach another Outlook item to this item. There's all kinds of stuff I can do that way. There's an address book. You can check names. Okay, those are all the different little parts. Okay, under the file, I can save this and I can do it later. I can save it what's called a draft. Okay, well, we don't want to do a draft. So let's say you accidentally hit that. So let's go back and let's do that. Okay, under message, here's the send button. Now, two, if you don't know how to find Miss Jonovich, you can go over here to two and you can type up here, you can type Jonovich. Okay, well, Jonovich is not going to help you because there's too many of it. But if you remember that my name is L Jonovich, well, maybe L might get me something. Okay, let's look and see. Oh, there's Miss J right there. Okay, that's Miss J. So then you would go like that and put it in there. Or you could already go like this, L Jonovich, and then you see how my name comes up? You click on my name. Okay, that's going to send it to me. And then if you're looking for a student, you say you want your friend's email, you need to look under their number. So you need to ask them for their number. And I'm not going to put anybody's number in here right now because I don't want anybody knowing anybody else's number unless they want to, because that's a part of doing email. All right. So my research, my idea of my challenge. Okay. I'm going to research about email. So let's go ahead and get out of this. And we're going to go over here to a Google Chrome, and we're going to put here, um, how do I email? All right. So we can look this up. Oh, look, here's how to write an email. So what I can do with this is I can copy this, so I can highlight it, which is what I do is I come over here, put my cursor there. And how I made that blue was I held the left button down as I drug over across all of this. And now I'm going to use my other button, my right click, and I'm going to copy it because I've already copied it now. I can also use Control CTRL-C, Control C. So you hit the control button, hold it down, and push C. That is to copy something. All right, let's say I want to copy this and put that on that email. So I go back over here to my email, and right here, I do Control V because Control V is paste. So I've now pasted that. So what I would do here in my research, the idea challenge online, Google ideas and my website, I would look under number 2 and I would write that. Write an email on your computer, comma, go to Gmail. In the to field, and the to has quotes on it, field, comma, add recipients. If you want, you can also add recipients in the CC and the BCC fields. Well, the CC is carbon copy because used to be a long time ago that when you wanted to make a copy on a copy machine, you had to have a piece of carbon in there, a piece of it's black stuff that would allow it to print onto a piece of paper. So you would put the piece in between, and then you would have your two layers of paper, and it was called like a Xerox. And you would put it in this machine, and you would roll it like this, and then it would send them out, all printed out for you, all beautiful. It was hard work back then doing that stuff. Anyway, and BCC means blind carbon copy. So that means that not anyone who is on the 2 and the CC can see whose name is also being sent to in the BCC. All right. So you're going to add a subject. Okay, here's my subject right here. That's my subject. So let's add a subject, and we're going to say write an email and 3 stripe, whoops, pre-stripe, daily, undated, 1.pttx. Okay. So those are the two things that are on there. Now you see down here at the bottom, we have what's called a signature. So whenever you get an email from me, you're going to see that my name is Leslie Jonovich. I work at Pat Tillman Middle School. I am doing STEM and robotics, and my number is 602-629-6525, and that will get you into my classroom. That'll get right to me. So let's say I wanted to do a blind carbon copy, and I don't want to do it to that. Let's say I want to do a blind carbon copy to, I don't know, I have another email at gmail.com. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that it got to my ljonovich at balts.org. I also wanted to go to my music life 1962 at Gmail. And then, maybe I want to put CC on somebody, but maybe I don't. No, this time I'm not going to. I'm not going to carbon copy anybody. That means that they see the exact email and say if I'm wanting to talk to my principal and my vice principal, but I only want to put my principal in the two, and then I just want my vice principal to be able to see what I'm putting on there. I would put her name in the CC. So it would be Miss Sheehan, and then it would be Miss Fortunate, and then my BCC, which would be my blind carbon copy. Okay. So all of that information you would put down and research the idea. Well, we went in and we went to Google Classroom, or we went to Google Chrome, and we looked up how do I make an email, and it told me how, and so I copied and pasted it, or I would write it down under the number 2, research. Okay, am I going to need any brainstorming ideas to meet my challenge? Well, I don't know. Am I going to have to draw anything? No, not necessarily. So maybe not, this section may not help me at all with this particular one. But let's say I said, okay, I want you to draw for me a template of what an email looks like. Okay, well, then you would do this for me. This right up here, the send, the to, the CC, the BC, the subject, the attached. And this is the body of the letter. And then there's the signature. You know how you write a letter and you have your headings and you have your date and you have your address and you have all that stuff? Well, that's what all of this is. All of this is like a letter. An email is a short version of a letter, and it's an email instead of a snail mail. So email means electronic mail. Email means electronic mail. So could I have found that out by going to look it up? Sure, I could have. So let's go and let's see if we're right, if I'm right. Okay, what does email stand for? Up, there it is, electronic mail. All right, so you would take that electronic mail, and that would go down in my research, the idea, number 2. All right. So in number 4, build, test, analyze, redesign, retest, and challenge. Well, maybe in this, I'm gonna maybe say, okay, I'm gonna take um this brainstorming idea, this drawing of this template. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna see if I can make it even better in number 4. If I can test it, analyze it, make sure that it's what I want, I would look it over, I would check it out, and then I would put maybe I might put in there, I might say, well, what if I didn't do a BCC, a blind carbon copy? What if I didn't do it to my other email because I really don't want to have two of that? So that would be a retest. So that's where I would put my post-it note about a retest. Now you realize this is all really basic. This is not what we're going to be doing when we're working on our other stuff, but this will give you some way to say, okay, well, what do I put in here? What do I do? All right. And so my summary for my self reflection is what worked. Did we successfully build or make an email? Yes, we did. All right. So that worked. We successfully made an email. Did we get it sent? Not yet, but we will. So let's go and send our email. So I'm going to go ahead and send the email. I'm going to click send. Now you realize that there's other things here. You can insert other stuff. You can format the text. You can make sure that the paragraphs are right where they need to be. You can use all kinds of other stuff over here. You can review the spelling and the grammar. You can use a thesaurus. A thesaurus is another way to find another name for a word, like I don't know. Let's see, excited could mean joyous. Okay, that would be like that's another word for excited is joyous. All right, a word count. You could count how many words that you have there in your attachment as well as in the body of your email. All right, and then file over here. Okay, I can save it for later, which I'm not going to save it for later. And I can even print it. See, I can print it from here. I can close it out, but if I close it out, it's going to save it as a draft. And a draft, all that means is you can go back later and finish it and keep it. All right, so let's go ahead and send this one. And if you'll look down here on the very bottom down here, in just a minute, it's going, oh, look, there it did. See, that's the noise that says, you've got mail, if you remember that movie. All right, so I clicked on it here. Guess what? I have an email. Check it out. I open it up. Does that not look like the email that I just sent? It has my date, my time I sent it, has my name, has what this is my subject. My to went to me, and then you cannot see who got the BCC. You can't even tell there's a BCC here. All right, so this is my subject was right here. This is my attachment, and this is the body of my email, and then I have my signature on the bottom. All right. So I want to go over it again. Maybe let's go over a signature. All right. So in the signature, you can make this anything you want to make it on the signature. So I gave my signature a name, Leslie. So let's figure out how do we do a signature. All right. So um if you had more time, what would you do? Well, this right here is what you would do. You would do a signature and put the signature right down in that category down there. You'd say, I would make an email signature under the 1, 2, 3 or the ABC. And what would you do differently? I don't know if you'd do anything differently or not. Maybe you might call somebody instead of sending an email to them. That might be something you could put in for question B under 5. And then, so if I had more time, what would I do? I would learn about signatures. Okay, so here, let's learn about signatures. So I'm going to make a new signature and I'm going to call it, I'm going to get rid of it after I do it. I'm going to call it work. I call it work and I'm going to click OK. Okay, in this signature, I'm going to put in here, these are just going to be, is this going to be a fake thing? Thank you, Mr. Frog. And he works at LilyPad International, and his phone number is 602 123 4567. Okay, and his job at this LilyPad is to build lily pads. Okay, so that's what he does. Okay, so there's my signature, and that's under work. So I would save it here. I can even rename it if I want to later on. I would save it here, or I don't really like that, so I would delete it. And then it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to delete the selected signature? All email accounts are using this signature will no longer have a signature. I say yes, because I really don't want that one. Okay, then I click OK and get out of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've gone through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5. All of that should be done in your notebook as a sample, as one that you will go back and look at after, when you're, if you're got questions or what do I put in here, how do I answer that, you'll use this information. So turn this in to me, because you're going to, after you fill it all out, you're going to take a picture of both sides again and send it to me, because I want to see what you put down in those different sections. If you found something or saw something that I didn't see, or you saw it in a different way, I want you to write that down. This is your place to put your thoughts about what you're learning. This is your place to do that. Oh, and I did forget one spot: vocabulary. Okay. Vocabulary. It's on the back side of the page number 7. Okay, vocabulary. So, what vocabulary did we learn today? All right, so we're going to write email. What would be another vocabulary word we had? Subject. Let's see another one. Heading. Send button. Signature. What else would we have? Body. Emails, send, signature, body. What else? Oh, the two. You can just write that all on the same line. The two. What was the second part? I forget on these. Oh yeah, two, the CC and the BCC, and you would give a definition of all of those. So in this vocabulary, you're going to give me a diction. You're going to give me, you don't have to do the dictionary version of it, but you can tell me in your own words, an email, a short version of a letter that you want to send to somebody. Okay. Or, that kind of thing. What is the subject and what does it do? The heading, where is it located in the letter and in the email? Why do we need a send button? The signature, what do you need a signature for? Body of the letter. Well, if you don't have anything in the body of it, why would you want to send it anyway? 2 is who's it going to? The CC, carbon copy. The BCC, blind carbon copy. Okay, so those are your definitions. If you can think of any more of the vocabulary words, write them down. This notebook is for you. So you will have this page with number 1 through 3, 4 through 5, and the back page and your vocabulary words. Okay, I wrote some vocabulary words down. Yep, see them vocabulary words? All right, good. Okay, so then you would take 3 pictures. 3 pictures. One of the front, one of the left, one of the right, and one of the back side of the right page. Okay, so, this Miss J. If you have any questions, eljanovich@balts.org. And I'm not always going to be on a video giving you the answers. I'm going to expect you to do it, and then I can do a video that says, okay, let's talk about it while you're looking at it. Okay, so this is how you're going to be using your engineering notebook. It's not something that I'm just going to, throw out there and say, okay, you use it when the way you want it and how you want it. No, I'm going to give you a plan, something to work with, something to go from. All right, there's your sample. Okay, this is Miss J. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Miss J signing off. Bye.